What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. You already know it's your girl Patra Kiera, and in today's video I am going to be providing you guys with some quick thrifting tips that I think will be very beneficial for the fall/winter. These are tips that I have used myself or that have been recommended to me. I'm just chilling in a chair today because I'll be standing in all my videos and I'll be getting tired. Like, the ring light be making me sweat, like it'd be a lot. So I'm just gonna chill out today and make this video. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let's get it. So I have my handy dandy notebook right here with all of the tips that I wanted to give you guys today. These tips can be used all year long for the most part. Some of them are specific to winter items like coats and things like that, but for the most part these tips can all be used all year long. So the first tip that I want to recommend is to make sure that if you're buying a fur coat, I know that a lot of people buy fur coats for the winter time. You want to make sure that your fur coat is not shedding. So you want to pull the fur, just kind of run your hands through the fur. If you're pulling on the fur and fur is just coming out, put that bad boy right back on the rack. Put it right back on the rack, right back on the hanger, and leave it in the store because it is not good for your fur coat to be shedding a lot. You do not want that. It's super annoying. And another thing that I want to recommend is if you do not like fur, or like real fur at least, and you want to go for faux fur, you want to make sure that you're checking the label inside of the jacket or the coat. If it does not have a fabric content tag in it, then in order to tell the difference between a faux fur coat and a real fur coat, you want to separate the fur on the outside of the jacket and kind of look and see if you can see if it goes all the way down. If you see cloth when you separate the fur, then that means it is a faux fur coat. But if you don't see anything, or if it's leather, then that means that it is a real fur coat. So if you don't want a real fur coat, that is definitely what you want to check for to make sure that you're not buying a real fur coat. So that is the first tip that I have for you guys. The second tip that I'm going to recommend is for leathers, and that is checking for dry rot. So the older leather is, and if it's not taken care of, it will crack and it will shed, like the leather will shed. So you want to make sure that you're checking the inside of leather boots, leather jackets, anything with like a leather on the inside of the purse. You want to make sure that you're checking for dry rot, because dry rot is also super disgusting. It just gets everywhere, and that's just an annoying thing that you don't want to have to deal with, and you don't want to buy something and you can't really wear it that often, or you have to worry about the dry rot. So in case you guys don't know, dry rot results when oils of leather evaporate, causing the fiber to dry out, and in turn it starts to shed. And yeah, you just don't want that. So you want to make sure that you tackle that, or that you're making sure that your items do not have dry rot in them. Especially older items, they may have dry rot, or yeah. Another tip that I want to recommend is to find a decent blazer. I'm sure I've said this in my fall essentials video, but when you're thrifting for blazers, you don't have to find the exact size, but you also don't want to have to buy something super oversized or super tight, because if you're going to get your blazer tailored, then you want to make sure that it doesn't lose its original shape. So if you buy a blazer that's 4 times too big and you want it to be fitted to your body, it may lose some of the shape, or in some cases it may not be able to be tailored to the size that you want. Just in all clothes in general, you don't want anything that's super huge. Like, you don't want to be a size 4 wearing a size 12 pants, because you wouldn't even have pockets in the back by the time that it be done being tailored to your body. If you want like an oversized blazer, then of course you can buy a blazer that's a few sizes too big. But if you want a blazer that's going to fit your body and be really true to your silhouette, I would say opt for 1 to 2 sizes bigger, but that's about it. Don't try to go OD with buying a blazer and then you're gonna end up looking crazy when you take it to the tailor and they can't fit it to your size. But so another thing that I recommend is for your shoes. If you're buying shoes from the thrift store, please guys, please check the bottom soles. I have come across so many shoes, just as a buyer in a thrift store, I have come across so many shoes where the bottom is literally gone, or like at least the bottom is just, it's like curved because it's been worn so much, especially like heels. If the shoe has been worn so much that the bottom starts to wear out. So that's just like something that you don't want, because eventually over time you're not gonna be able to wear those, or you'll have to get them resold, which is fine if you guys want to spend extra money. But I feel like the whole purpose of thrifting is to find cool things that you can just have that are like one-of-a-kind pieces that you don't have to do too much work to. So yes, I just recommend that you guys check the bottom soles of the shoe. Also check the inside, because sometimes there can be fungus going on in there. Sometimes you guys do not understand. I've seen some crazy things. Or you may have like therapeutic like inserts in shoes, whatever it may be. Just make sure that you're checking the shoes before you try them on at all, or just, yeah, I'm so weird about feet in the first place. So yeah, you just want to make sure that you really inspect your shoes and everything else that you buy while thrifting. Okay, so sweaters. I also mentioned this in my fall essentials video, but when you are buying sweaters for the fall, if you want sweaters that are actually going to be durable for the fall, check the fabric content. Check the fabric tag, check the labels. Make sure that you are buying a sweater that's actually going to keep you warm. I have told you guys, I recommend that you buy a sweater that is either cashmere or wool. And I'm not talking about acrylic, because when you wear acrylic sweaters, they are just itchy and uncomfortable to have on all day long. And polyester promotes sweating. I forgot what I was reading, but the reason, even like polyester socks, it promotes sweating. So if you're a little bit more sweatier than others, polyester is going to not be your friend at all. So you want to make sure that when you're buying sweaters that you are looking at the fabric contents and you're looking for cashmere, which is super duper warm. So honestly, I prefer wearing cashmere in the winter time, because in the fall, if you have on another, like sometimes you can just go out in a cashmere sweater because it is going to be warm, okay? It's gonna make sure you're warm, and it be heating up in a cashmere sweater. So I would say cashmere, and I just love the feel of cashmere. It's so soft. It just feels like, I don't even know, like cotton balls all over your body or something. I don't even know why I said cotton balls, but yeah. Cashmere sweaters are definitely a vibe, as well as wool sweaters. I think that those are the top 2 fabrics that I try to look for when I'm looking for sweaters. Another thing you want to do is make sure that you're checking items for rips and stains. Y'all, you're thrifting, so it's 9 times out of 10 there may be something wrong, or maybe 7 times out of 10 there may be something wrong, or with the item there might be rips or stains because they're just pre-loved items. I recommend that you check the armpit areas of any shirts, and I also recommend that you check the crotch area and pants, because you just don't know what you might see in those areas. So you want to make sure that you're not having anyone else's bodily fluids touching your body, because that is disgusting at all times. Not even just in COVID, that's always disgusting. So you want to make sure that you're checking for any rips or tears or stains, because sometimes it's really hard to see, especially for sweaters. What I've noticed is that when sweaters develop holes, especially darker color sweaters, it's hard to find those holes. So make sure that when you are buying a sweater, you want to try it on, or any vest, you want to try it on, and maybe having on a white t-shirt underneath if it is a darker color, so that you can see it immediately, so you can identify the hole and you don't have to worry about it, because with sweaters you'd have to get a patch, I believe, in order for it to be repaired. And maybe that could be a cool vibe, but if you're looking for a sweater just to have like a basic sweater, then yeah, I recommend that you really search for any holes, rips, or stains in your garments. All right, we almost done here, y'all. We're almost done. If you're still here, you're a real one, honestly, because I'm chatting right now, so I'm like rambling around. So another thing that I know a lot of people run into is fitting rooms being closed right now, especially with COVID. A lot of fitting rooms are not open. So in order to see if your pants fit, if you cannot try them on, is to wrap them around your neck. So I'm gonna grab a pair of jeans now, actually, so you guys can see exactly what I mean. But if the pants, the waistband, you wanna wrap the waistband of pants around your neck to see if it's too tight or too loose. And I found that this tip actually works, and it will be the size of your waistband. That is just so freaky to me. I don't even know why that's a thing. I just know that someone told me about it. So let me grab some pants and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. I have these little corduroys right here. I'll probably put them in a video. They're just like these little Celine corduroys that I got for fall time. But if you take your pants and you just wrap it around your neck, if you guys can see, hopefully you can, it stops right there. And that's because it's like perfect. And it's crazy because from looking at these pants, I thought that the waist was gonna be way too big, but just doing that, and I actually was able to try these on because the fitting room was open. These pants fit perfectly. If the fitting rooms at the thrift store that you're at do not work, in order to see if your pants are gonna fit you properly, that is the best thing to do. As far as tops go, I recommend that you guys wear layers as well. If you have on a tank top or any undershirt underneath, it's easier to kind of just take something off, put it on over top. If there's no mirrors, you can prop your phone up. I have literally been in a situation where I have had to use my phone because the fitting room was not open, and my phone was literally my mirror. I just had to like kind of look at it, make sure it was good. I think I sat my phone like in the basket, and the clothes were piled up, and I just angled my phone in the basket and used the front face camera to see exactly how it was gonna look, and it works out perfectly. So that is the tips that I recommend if you guys are in a thrift store that has no mirrors and no fitting rooms open. And that can be a dub because you don't want to thrift and not be able to actually wear the pieces once you buy them. So most thrift stores have half days off, or a color that means half off. So when you arrive to a thrift store, or if you call up a thrift store that you're planning on going to, I know for instance my Unique, which is a thrift store here in New York, they have 50% off days a lot. I actually get text messages almost like every other day, like 50% off, 50% off, 50% off. So yeah, I know that at Beacon's Closet they do colors, as well as at Crossroads they have colors. So if you just ask once you go in the store what the color is, then you're able to get 50% off of those items. I actually thrifted last year a pair of Vivienne Westwood. They were these suede trousers, and I think that the color, I don't know what color it was, but they were 50% off once I took them to the register, and I didn't even realize, because most times thrift stores transition their seasons based on colors. So for instance, if purple is the color that's 50% off, it's probably been in the store for a minute, and that's why it is on sale. So yes, you want to make sure that you ask, or at least research to see if there's any deals, because what's better than a deal on a deal? Like 50% off at a thrift store, that is just goals. That's like gold right there. And I got those Vivienne Westwood pants for $21, you guys, $21, and they were mainline Vivienne Westwood. And I don't even have them anymore because I ended up selling them. But yeah, so you want to make sure that you are checking for that, because you want those deals. And the last tip that I want to recommend to you guys is to, when you thrift, you've got to look throughout the store. If you want to find the best of the best of the best of the best, I recommend looking all throughout the store, whether that's men's, women's, shorts, pants, shirts, tops, whatever it may be, because at a lot of thrift stores, there's no real order. Yes, they do have sections with orders, but if you go later in the day especially, those items have been moved around to different places. People are just putting things wherever it might be, wherever they want to put it. And I sometimes find the best pieces in the wrong areas because someone else wanted to try that item on, or maybe they just decided that it was too much money, or whatever it may be. I have found pieces in the coat section, tops in the coat section, that have been fire, that may be like Gaultier or designer or whatever. So you want to make sure that you're really going throughout the store. I mean, I personally cannot thrift without checking every rack. But I could be crazy, like I'm probably just a crazy person. But I feel like thrifting, in order to thrift good shit, it takes time. So you want to make sure that you have time set aside for your day to thrift specifically. Yeah, these are all of the tips that I have listed down here. If you guys have any tips that you recommend, make sure to leave them down in the comment section for everyone, so we can all be out here thrifting together and getting the good shit, okay? I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you didn't already see the live stream that I did with Sierra Parker, make sure to look at it. I'll put it right here. I don't even know which way the camera is. I'm gonna say here. But yeah, if you guys didn't see my live stream with Sierra Parker, make sure to check it out. It was good vibes. We had the Fashion Archive, NY Typical, and we also had Juan, who showed us his archive collection of like Chanel, Gaultier, Dior. He had all of the goodies, y'all, all of them. Like, he put my closet to shame. But yes, I hope that you guys can tune in for the next live stream that I do. It will be next week on Sierra's channel next Friday at 3 p.m. I would love to see you guys and talk to you guys. So I hope to see you in my next video, and peace.